So it's time for us to do another Q&A. We're the British Fest, of course.
Judging.
And it's time for Q&A number 119. You guys know the drill with regards sending us in questions. And we're going to start off because it gives us more time to answer them with Mr. Trick 1. When will WWE realize they have something special in Antonio Cesaro? Now, I think Antonio Cesaro, from an in-ring standpoint, is something special. He's got a lot of strength in ring. He's pretty good. Yeah. Ole. But from a character standpoint, from a character standpoint, he just doesn't cut the mustard, in my opinion.
No, sadly, he got a lot of compliments coming into the WWE. Maybe you could blame WWE for his booking, but I think that he could offer more. They had rumours he could become a top guy for SmackDown, but right now it's just not being seen.
He just needs to have a better character, a better gimmick. WWE needs to find ways of making this guy stand out a little bit more. Otherwise, he's just going to be destined for mid-card, really. Shield or the Wyatt family?
Good fight.
So I'm a Wyatt family guy. That's because I've been watching them throughout NXT.
I'm a great fan of dominance and, the fact that they just storm through the WWE for some time. Yes, they've lost track a little bit, only to come back thanks to the corporate thing. The Wyatt family, from Mr. Parkin's NXT reviews and then moving on to the WWE, they definitely caught my attention more, and they've gone straight into a feud that's caught my interest.
So really, at the end of the day, the question is, are you a Shield person or are you a Wyatt family person? Comment that down below, please. Is Wade Barrett done, or is there a chance he could get a good run? It is quite upsetting, isn't it, MJ? Wade Barrett isn't done. I mean, WWE could very easily re-spark his push again. They did it in 2011 when he feuded with Orton. He was kind of like nothing, and then he went in this feud with Orton, and he became something. But they would really need to get his character right, give him plenty of mic time, maybe give him a Money in the Bank or a Royal Rumble win if they were going to ever push this guy again. Because right now, he's not one of those guys that's destined for mid-card.
They had him as a knuckle-buster fighter, which could have gone in a temporary way to push him higher. But I think right now, his next best chance, because you know how the WWE book, like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumbles, I think a matter of luck, if he gets that and magically starts to do well, more confident because he's the Rumble winner, there we go.
I guess the word magically is kind of the important word there, isn't it? Who will be the guy 5 years from now in the WWE? We don't know. It might still be Cena. He might still be the top guy. We don't know.
Well, I'm going to combine your last question to this one. I wish it was Barrett because they've still got time to rebuild him. But if he doesn't make it in those 5 years, Daniel Bryan, it depends on how long they keep this push going. But I still think it's going to be that joke of a wrestler.
I don't think Daniel Bryan will ever be the guy. I don't think CM Punk will ever be the guy. Who knows? It's up to Vince McMahon and Triple H who they think, because they're going to have to start planning for it soon because Cena's not got that much longer left in him. Howard the Man. Why does Vince want Daniel Bryan to be a corporate champion? Does he want him to shave his beard? This was before SummerSlam. This is setting up the whole storyline with Vince McMahon pretty much wanting Daniel Bryan to look more of the part. And instead of putting Daniel Bryan looking more of the part, it seemed like Triple H just thought, well, Randy Orton's kind of good looking and pretty, like Daniel Bryan said, so we're going to make him the face of the company instead.
I think the way they've done it, you can complain, but it's got Orton as a heel, Triple H as a heel, but if Vince McMahon worked alongside Daniel Bryan to make him higher, that could have been another direction. But I think the direction they're going in now is a lot stronger.
Yeah, and they've done it quite well. Can't really complain about it, to be honest. ASO120100. How would you book a Tyson Kidd push? I guess the first thing I would do, you give him a mid-card belt. I mean, you make him return, have him win a couple of matches. But you can go after an IC belt or a US Championship belt, give him a long run with that, and then you sort of build it from there onwards if you want to try and push him. It depends how over he's going to get. It depends what you're going to do with his character. It really depends what WWE would have planned down the line for him. And I don't really think WWE would ever have that much planned for Tyson Kidd, personally.
Well, as much as that, the way your ways would definitely work, I'd probably bring back more the Hart family in a stronger capacity once again and do it properly, because they came in, did something at WrestleMania, and then suddenly started fading down and down. I think if you rebuild that, make Tyson bring back his family because they feel that they need to be back where they once were, I think that'd be a great, strong direction.
Is it, I can't read that YouTube name. It's C0MF0RTA61YNUM6. I don't know what that's supposed to read. Maybe it's some. I'm just getting old. That's probably why. I don't know what it is. Some texts or something. Do you guys think CM Punk's 434-day title reign would have had more meaning if Punk was booked as a babyface instead of the typical WWE cookie cutter chicken shit? I mean, he was booked as a babyface for quite a long time of that, but then he just got stale. That's why they turned him into a heel. It still pisses me off they turned him into a cookie cutter chicken shit heel.
The type of heel was the problem, but
Yes.
becoming heel weren't, because he went with Paul Heyman, and usually guys that go Paul Heyman get good spots in the company. Brock Lesnar, not Curtis Axel, and you could see that it could have worked if he became a strong standout heel for the company.
Yes, and it would have meant a lot more if they just booked him as a top guy, as a top instead of John Cena all the time. Book him as a top guy throughout a couple, in a couple more pay-per-view main events, or put him in some bigger matches, rather than Cena hogging the spotlight a lot, which he did throughout a lot of 2011. The Brad botches. He does botch. What is Lesnar's best match in WWE? Probably Angle at WrestleMania 19. I must admit, the match he had against John Cena at Extreme Rules 2012 was really good. I like that. That felt like a big spectacle. Any favourites of yours?
Again, it's going to be given to Kurt Angle. That feud, it stretched up for a long period of time. It was unbelievably great. If I had to throw one more in there, though, it'll be against Zach Gowen, because Zach Gowen really couldn't get the job done.
I think that might offend some people. I think also his match against The Rock at SummerSlam 2002 was pretty good as well. We'll just move on. Best 3 WWE Ruthless Aggression matches on Raw and SmackDown. I don't really remember any matches from Raw and SmackDown from the Ruthless Aggression era, to be honest. I would be surprised if you remembered any.
Ruthless Aggression, it would have to get given to when, I think if the time's correct, was when Rock... No, I was going towards the wrong time. I was going to do Rock and Mankind.
One match that was actually there. One match I do remember, it was in 2002. It was when they started the Ruthless Aggression. It was Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy in a TLC match.
Was that PG Rock and Mankind versus Evolution?
That was 2003. So that's Ruthless Aggression. That was at WrestleMania.
Oh, no.
So there we go. It's hard to know because I wasn't watching Raw and SmackDown consistently back then, and it's hard to remember that kind of stuff. I don't see Daniel Bryan lasting. Do you? Depends how much WWE put behind him.
Well, at the moment, the fact he's involved with Randy Orton, Triple H, Vince McMahon, they're going to obviously continue working with him because they don't really want a storyline they're involved with to slip. So I think, to be honest, it just depends how long they keep this corporation thing going.
I mean, you've seen how strongly they're booking this corporation faction. You've seen the reactions he's getting from fans. So, this Daniel Bryan thing could well last. I mean, how long it will last, we don't really know. Will it last just until Cena comes back? Who really knows? I guess we'll see down the line. Johnny Castaway, if you could create a new era in WWE, what active superstars would you use in the main event rotation?
A new era.
I guess a new era in WWE for me would be the era of the breakout stars. So you'd have guys like Cody Rhodes in there, Damien Sandow in there, maybe guys like Antonio. So just the era of the breakout stars where you get new people coming in to the main event scene.
Even though the WWE, at the end of every year, promised that they're going to look at the areas that need work, it starts to happen and fails. But yeah, so I think the talent that have been there a while but keep getting knocked back, like Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, I think Ziggler, I think this would be a perfect chance to make something happen in the next era that makes them become the focus.
The new generation era, I would call it. Aimel Benoit, I believe that's the name. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrongly. If Cena beat Undertaker and ended the streak, would you stop watching WWE? No. I don't see why having Cena, the top guy of WWE, beating Undertaker and ending the streak would stop anyone watching WWE, but that's your business.
Okay, that is really dreadful if it happened because Cena's CV accomplishments is unbelievably full. So to defeat Taker is, in a way, preventing other people from getting the milestone that John Cena's had throughout his career otherwise. But no, I don't think it would stop me watching it. It would make me annoyed because John Cena's done something I totally believe he shouldn't, but it wouldn't stop me watching.
Crew 5150 Tema. Are CM Punk, Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, Big E, The Shield, and Cody Rhodes the future big stars of WWE when Cena hopefully leaves? CM Punk has the potential to be some kind of top guy. Daniel Bryan, we've seen, can be some kind of star. I don't think any of those will be the top guy, but I think you could maybe push a Big E. You could maybe push a Cody Rhodes to be an upper mid-carder.
Well, the way I look at this is that, we've had like Ric Flair, we've had Hulk Hogan last a long, long time. So I think John Cena, as long as he doesn't get any injuries that prevent him from going further, I think by that time these wrestlers will hopefully be in a better place. But I don't see John Cena leaving anytime soon.
For Mr. Parkin, that's me. Would you say Arsene Wenger and Vince McMahon are similar in the way they run business? No, not really, because Arsene Wenger has been a person that likes to nurture talent, whereas Vince McMahon just likes to pluck talent from anywhere and push them as his own, like he did when he fucked all the territories over that time to get guys like Hogan and people like that. So I'd say also in the ways Arsene Wenger likes to nurture young talent, whereas Vince McMahon just loves to focus on his past stars that he made in the Attitude Era that he knows he can't make now in the PG era. So I think that they run business totally differently. That's just me. Who would you push on TV who isn't getting one?
Who would I push? I'm going to say this. The amount of complaints I'm going to see or disagreements. Barrett, sorry, no.
I'd love to see Barrett get a push, must admit. How would you improve the Divas and Tag division? Well, for a start, you need more tag teams. And they've got a decent amount of tag teams now. As for the Divas division, I like the idea of the Total Divas going up against the WWE Divas. I think that's a good way of cross-promoting and choosing a popular show on E!
I enjoy this because I've been saying this in past shows. The tag team division, long-term tag teams, not just temporary tag teams. Like Edge and Christian work years, Dudley's years, Hardy's years, and some tag teams here just last a couple of months and that's it. I think we need long-term tag teams that fans can get entertained by. Divas division, we got AJ, who's now seen as the top diva. She's basically beat or had involvement with other divas, so there's no one that's going to push her to the limit. I think temporarily bringing back Lita or bringing back someone who's done Michelle McCall, someone who's been seen as the top diva for temporary time, to give AJ her big match and other divas their big match.
I think the problem with AJ now is I think she's a good talent for the Divas division. I don't think anyone can really be at her level right now, which is, so what do you do? Who do you lose the title to? What do you do? No one's really on her level. You don't really have that one other person that's really on her level. Do you believe wrestlers are limited to the moves in the ring and mic skills? Yes. I think to a degree, because WWE want to make sure they last for a good amount of time. They want to make sure they get the most out of their careers and not hurt themselves too much. So they are limited somewhat. And with the mic skills, they're limited in the sense that they get told what to say. So they're limited in that creative sense, really. So yeah, there is a little bit of limitations here to the wrestlers, but it's generally for longevity of their career, in my opinion.
When it comes to moves, I think the WWE do give us like these fantastic spots that we can see that get the crowd going. Yes, it's not as frequent as it should be, hence why you're asking this. Mic skills, in my opinion, tell me if I'm wrong, it depends on the wrestler. If the wrestler they want to push, they probably get more freedom on the mic. Other wrestlers just get a match, a little interview backstage, and that's really it. Nothing really, right, go up there and cut a promo, ready for your match.
Can WWE actually create a new draw rather than Cena in the near future, or is Cena's spot holding everyone back? Well, they're pushing Daniel Bryan right now. Whether or not he's going to be a big draw down the line, we don't really know. But is John Cena's spot holding everyone back? I think it's more, I don't think it's really John Cena's fault. I think it's more WWE and Vince McMahon's fault for focusing way too much on John Cena after losing so many of their stars and not creating new ones in their place.
Sadly, every interesting feud we have for John Cena is most likely going to finish it, and then that wrestler who we wanted to see beat Cena didn't get the job done. So I think, yes, there's a chance that Cena, he's got a mouth backstage, I'm sure by now. He should actually announce something, do something. But there are wrestlers who could have benefited defeating Cena and then defeat it again, to spotlight themselves as Cena. Like Rock keeps saying in his promos, the other wrestlers who are better than you or at the same level as you.
Demon112, what do you prefer, pizza or chicken? I love pizza. You know how much I love pizza, MJ.
Oh, yes, and the Italians are always good with their cooking, especially when it comes to pizza. So I'm going to give credit to the pizza, but the chicken would come close to second.
Chicken is nice, but pizza is just like God, in my opinion, in terms of food. Deco5757. Which cash-in are you more looking forward to, Sandow or Orton? Well, Orton's has happened. I must admit, Sandow's I was more interested in because it was a new guy going after the World Heavyweight. But Orton's I was interested in because I always knew WWE would be doing something big with it, with regards to him cashing in on Daniel Bryan or whatever.
I had my money on, Daniel Bryan, but Sandow, sorry, wrong year. Because Sandow, when you look at Sandow, I was hoping the WWE for once with the briefcase were going to make it different than going on a stupid losing streak. But look what Sandow's doing.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Sandow is currently on a losing streak. There we go. The Enlodian. Is there a point in Kofi Kingston anymore? For me, it was ruined when he dropped his Jamaican accent and started hailing himself from Ghana, yet still kept the Jamaican gimmick. As a half Jamaican person, I find it ridiculous. Bob Marley, Buffalo Soldier.
Kofi Kingston, yes, he makes a great tag team partner. Yes, he makes a good entertaining mid-card for some people. But I really believe that there were times where he could have got a push, the biggest one being against Orton. But I think right now, if the WWE are not going to give risks to the smaller wrestlers, then I think Kofi Kingston's going to stay where he's at.
Yeah, I think Kofi Kingston is kind of pointless. The character's got stale. He's stuck in the mid-card. What's the point of Kofi Kingston? Interesting fact about Mr. Parkin's family. My mum's dad is from Barbados, so I have a little bit of West Indian in me mind, playing dominoes and all that. It's quite funny. Also, rumors are that WWE is looking into a top black guy. Do you see it in Langston or maybe Titus with his bark? I don't know if I see top guy. I don't know if Vince McMahon will ever push a top black guy.
It was close to being Mark Henry because he was over. People were liking him. He could have made it for a temporary time, but Titus, no. Langston, there's a small possibility, but out those two, I don't see it happening.
RGP Rich Porter. If No Job Rob drew a rating on Raw bigger than Daniel Bryan, should he main event with Cena? Well, it's kind of difficult because there have been times when Orton hasn't drawn that great of a rating, and yet he's the WWE champion. So, it really just depends whereabouts on the show it was. What was the viewership before it? What was the viewership after it? I don't know. I don't think RVD should be going in a main event against John Cena, personally, but that's just me.
When it came to the return of Christian, Rob Van Dam, we were having this discussion of what they should do. Rob Van Dam helping out SmackDown, I'm all for, because SmackDown does need more focus than the WWE Championship. But going against Cena in that area, I think that big moment has come and gone, so I'd say no to that.
Can't help feeling that A-Double would have been a better choice for Option C than Chris Sabin. Yes! Chris Sabin was a terrible option for Option C. Austin Aries a much better main event credential, and they could have done a lot more with Austin Aries. And look what happened to Chris Sabin. He became a 1 month champion that was there just to further along that stupid Aces and Eights and fucking Main Event Mafia storyline.
As much as I give credit to TNA for giving a long-term TNA wrestler, someone that fans like, someone new in the main event scene, TNA didn't really concentrate on that unless he's going to come back later down the line. So it was disappointing, the outcome, but yes, Aries could have fulfilled more time.
Does Rude need to hold the TNA title anytime soon? It's been between 1 or 2 years since he held the belt. I mean, you've got to wait for this Aces and Eights storyline to finish first and for TNA to go back to normal before he can hold it. But next, it's time for a babyface to hold it, and Rude isn't really going to be a babyface. So.
No, I look at Rude, and as much as I enjoyed him as the champion, a great top heel, I'm looking at it thinking, again, I'm all for someone new holding it, but in my personal opinion, from this point, without watching future TNA shows, AJ Styles looks like the next one to capture.
It does. I like Ziggler, but he is a flop face, and why give him the money in the bank, hold it for almost a year just to have one of the shortest cash-in reigns? Well, it was bad timing. I mean, unfortunately, he had an injury, and WWE had to work around that, which is why he had such a short title reign. So, if anything more, it was just unlucky and bad timing.
And it didn't just stop there, because it's reported that Ziggler said something in an interview which is going to probably delay it even further. But I think Ziggler, the fact that he could be a good SmackDown merch seller, he's a good performer in the ring. It could happen again, but things keep coming. He's got like bad luck on him.
Yeah, it seems like he does have a lot of bad luck right now. Will Ken Anderson ever hold the TNA title again before they fold? No, is the simple answer to that question. That's been another Q&A from us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Don't know why I decided to use that hand for the first time ever, but there we go. Keep sending in your questions to us. NJ, you are stripping.
Thank you very much, people. And as Austin would say, if you support British Fist, give us a hell yeah.